spend all you make. So you just wind up broke. Now, in those early days, way back there, I spent more than I made. That's why I'm making it down to budget. Finance. To finance the deficit in my spending. Okay. Some suggestions on what to do with the money you've got left now after taxes. One is, learn to be enterprising. Profits are better than wages. Everybody should turn part of their income, even if it's from wages, into capital and become a capitalist. The healthier the country becomes is going to be a result of more and more people becoming capitalists, not just letting big business be the capitalist. Now, communism teaches that all capital should be in the hands of the state, and we should take it out of the hands of the individuals because they're too dumb and stupid to know what to do with it. All we want them to do is just show up and do their work and go home and behave themselves to stay out of trouble. And we will take care of the capital, the government. Now, see, in this country, we don't believe that. Communism teaches everybody should blend into the mass to the glory of the state. And we all say, heck with that. The state is the servant, and all glory to the individual. That's what we believe in capitalism. Take the capital and divide it up among all the people, and let the people start a business and start this thing going with commerce and interchange of goods and services. And you will create a dynamic society unprecedented in the history of the world. And we've proven that that's true. But see, communism says, give the state all the capital. And we don't believe that. We believe that everybody ought to be capitalists. Use it in their own way. They'll think of things the state can't think of. And they'll react much quicker than the state will. Right? The state's always 2, 3, 4 years late. Government's always late. And they always spend too much money. Right? Capital ought to be in the hands of the individuals. Now, if you don't use capital and become a capitalist, and you don't, and you don't, and you don't, and everybody doesn't, pretty soon, guess what? Now the capital will all start going toward the state because the society has to survive. Okay, now these are just some of my personal opinions. But I'm entitled to those, right? I don't even claim they're right. I just claim they're my opinions. That way I'm off the hook. But anyway, be a capitalist. Make sure you've turned part of your income into capital. And so you can teach kids how to be enterprising and capitalists from the time they're little. Just little kids. You teach them how to have 2 bicycles. One to ride and one to rent. To earn money. Okay. And teach kids how to earn money, not just get a job. Teach them how to be enterprising. Teach them how to sell. One of the best ways to learn about life is just get out and sell something. And little kids can sell. Teach them how to buy a bottle of soap for $2 and sell it for $3. Right down the street. Your market's next door. You don't have to go very far. Teach kids how to knock on doors. Say, Miss Brown, I got this soap. It's the finest in the world. Teach them how to do that. And then teach them all the advantages of being a kid. Some people will buy from you just because you're little. They will. It's an advantage. And the littler, the better. So you teach them how to be little. And you've got to hurry because you won't be little forever, right? Get out there and take advantage. Right? So a little kid knocks on the door and says, Miss Brown, I've got this soap. It only costs $3 and it's the best there is. And I'm your neighbor. I can take care of you. You should buy it. And besides, I'm little. Miss Brown says, hey, I appreciate you coming by. That's really nice. I appreciate that. But look, I've already got plenty of soap. Little kid says, well, let me come in and check. See, kids don't mind doing that, right? I mean, they know how to overcome objections. You don't need to give them classes. They're incredible. Now, a little kid makes a sale, got $3. Now what you got to do is not only teach them how to earn the $3, how to get the $3 by making a sale. Now you got to teach them what to do with the money. Now, it's very simple what to do with $2, right? Set it aside so you can buy another bottle of soap. Kid says, well, that makes sense. Otherwise, you'd be out of business. That's right. And I know some adults are a little short on that information. So you got to set aside $2. Kid says, well, okay, then I got $1 to spend. Say, no, if you spend that, you'll wind up like most people age 65 broke. And then take them to that part of town where people are 65 and broke and show them. Let them walk around the neighborhood, drive around. And the kid says, well, I don't want to live like this. Say, fine, now here's what you do with your money. You just got to show. Sometimes you got to go and touch and look and see what you don't want so that you'll make arrangements over here not to ever be there. What was that movie they came out with where they took the kids to the jails? Scared Straight. Let them visit with the prisoners, right? And firsthand, they looked around, saw these bars in the jail, prisons, talked to some of the prisoners, and firsthand got somebody to say, whatever you do, don't come here. Now, that's not some minister saying, don't go there. That's the man saying, don't come here. Whatever you do, let me show you what it's like. Here's where I have to sleep. I can't get out. I've got 15 more years to spend here. Kids' eyes get about this big saying, I don't ever want to wind up here. See, that's good, right? And to teach us all, we've just got to go where it is, where people have had the wrong plan. And that's sad, right? To look back and say, I picked up the wrong plan at age 20. Look where I am. Who talked me into this plan? I bought the wrong plan. So then the kid says, okay, what'll I do with my dollar? Say, here's what you do with your dollar. 10 cents is for the increase of capital. And everybody ought to have the same plan. 10 cents out of every dollar should be for the increase of capital. Now, see, the kid understands this right away. He says, well, that's true. If you saved up your dimes and could buy 2 bottles of soap instead of 1, you save yourself a trip. That's right. Now, not only do you save yourself a trip, some people will sell you 2 bottles cheaper than 1. You buy 1 bottle for $2. They sell you 2 bottles for $3.80. Kid says, how clever. Then when you sell it, you make more money. That's right. That's why you've got to accumulate your capital, because everybody benefits from it. They get to sell 2 bottles instead of 1 at a time, so it's better for them, and it's better for you, and it's better for everybody. Now you're starting to teach commerce, capitalism, how to earn money, how to be responsible, and mainly what to do with it. Here's another 10 cents. Another 10 cents is to give. Charity. I really should have put that first. Right after Caesar, Jesus said, pay Caesar first, then pay God. Charity. Some churches teach 10%. That's good. Like, give it to the church and let the church distribute it however. Or distribute it yourself, whatever. But make sure you put back part of what you take out. Charity. Some people are less fortunate. Some people, live tragic lives and they need our help. So 10% set aside to help those that are unfortunate, cannot help themselves. 10 cents for giving. And a good time to learn 10 cents for giving is when you're little. Because see, it's pretty easy to flip a dime out of a dollar. What's a little more difficult is to give 100,000 out of a million. Somebody says, if I had $1 million, I'd give 100,000. I'm not that sure. That's a lot of money. We better learn it now, just in case, you get the big stuff and won't turn loose of it. So develop the habit now of the 10 cents, right? Kids should learn the first dollar you get, you should learn how to divide it up. Because if you let a kid, when he gets his first dollar, spend it all, you've already started them on the wrong habit pattern. Now, what if they do that the rest of their life? They will be in serious trouble. So you got to teach them what to do with the first dollar. Or as quickly as possible, correct what might be wrong. So 10 cents for charity, 10 cents for the increase of capital, and 10 more cents is for investing. Now, at first, use that 10 cents, thinking, the richest man in Babylon says, use 10 cents to pay off all your bills, which is good. Now you can start using it for investing, to pay off all your bills first, all the little accumulation of credit cards and all that stuff. There's a Bible phrase that says, the borrower is servant to the lender. And as quickly as possible, you don't want to be a servant anymore. What you want to be is a lender, not a borrower. Get on the other side of the table as soon as you can. The borrower is servant to the lender. Now, once you've got all those little bills paid off, just cleaned up all the little bills, Arnold's linoleum, everything, all that stuff. Just clean all that up. Now you've got some money to invest. Now, here's where you should invest some of your money, in financial institutions, so that it provides a larger capital pool for successful people to borrow and start big businesses that you at first can't start. Build big factories and employ lots of people. There needs to be a collection of capital so that people can borrow it. And guess what they will do when they borrow your money? Pay you for the use of it. So you teach kids how to put their money in savings accounts, financial institutions. In Australia not long ago, a man said to me, I'm recommending everybody put their money in gold, take it out of all the banks. I said, then you'll bankrupt the country. You can't do something and teach it to everybody else that's going to bankrupt the country. You can't be totally self-protective. You must care and feed the goose that lays the golden eggs. If you're going to drive on this society's streets, and if you're going to walk on society's sidewalks, and indulge in society's commerce and goods and services in the community, you've got to do your share to care and feed the goose. You can't grab yours and put it in gold and hide it and put it in the ground, because if everybody did that, we would have no society. So you can't teach something that if everybody did would wreck the whole thing. He said, well, I never thought about that. I said, that's obvious. Right? Now you must think, you must ponder. What's going to help all of society? Somebody says, well, I'm going to grab everything I got, barricade myself, go off to a cave in the mountains and wait with a gun. Well, if everybody did that, right, then the world would be over. And God would have to start all over again, which he's done on occasion. But most people didn't enjoy the process. So what's going to help everybody? What's going to help commerce? What can I do on my part on taxes and my part on savings and my part on helping financial institutions that will build businesses and employ more people and keep the health of the country going and alive? Right? You just have to think, not just about yourself. Right? Self-thinking is for the development of skill. Now we need to think also outward about what can I do? My part, my 10 cents, my percentage. And you can teach this to kids. Put your money in financial institutions. Kid says, well, do you get it back? Say, sure you get it back. They borrow it for a while and give it back to you. And they also pay you interest on it, pay you money for using it. Kid says, how clever. And then you give him the blockbuster. He says, yeah, but what do they pay kids? And you give them the good news. Same rate as they pay adults. Now you can start acting big. Because now, number one, you are a lender instead of a borrower, and you're getting paid as much as adults. Even if you're 10, they pay you the same percentage. It says, wow. Now then, you also have to teach kids how to be happy taxpayers. Because kids become taxpayers as soon as they spend money. They go down to the local store, spend 50 cents. Shopkeeper wants what else? 3 more cents. Kid says, it says 50 cents here. Says, it's 53 cents. You got to give me 3 more cents. Kid says, well, what's that for? Who gets that money? Now, at age 10, he's a taxpayer. 3 cents he's got to cough up. Out of his hard-earned money. He earned it. It's his. Kid says, the shopkeeper says, you got to give me 3 cents. It's taxes. Little kid says, well, I'm only 10. Doesn't matter. At 10, you become a taxpayer. Now you've got to teach kids how to be happy taxpayers and what the 3 cents is for. Otherwise, they will be confused. So you teach them what the 3 cents is for. See, we'll see the sidewalks and the streets. Everybody can't make their portion of the street. You don't have the equipment. So what we do is we all gather up this money from all of us And we pay somebody to build these streets and these sidewalks. So you have something to ride your bicycle on, and you can go places. Kid says, well, that makes sense. Then here's my 3 cents. I'll make my contribution. It's part of the care and feeding of the goose that lays the golden egg. And then you also teach kids. See the police car going there? You own that.
All right, guys, we're going to get this call started here in exactly 60 seconds. We were getting the word out to everybody, all the group chats, all the telegrams, everywhere. We got the word out, and we are getting started in 60 seconds, family. So thank you, guys, for being patient. And we're here. We're here. So 60 seconds, family. Let's run it.
It's yours. And the guy in it's one of your servants. Servant, called public what? Servant. So at age 10, you got some servants. Servants. Taking care, keeping the bullies away. When you get in trouble, give a call. See, once kids understand, once people understand where the money goes, what's it for, make the happy contribution, divide up your money gladly instead of reluctantly, okay, then you can just change a lot of this inner turmoil. And you get more excited about participating and doing your part and learning skills and growing, so that you become an incredibly unique part of society rather than a reluctant part and a foot-dragging part and an unhappy part and a miserable part, and you do it with animosity instead of joy. So you can imagine what the complex of society and how it would change if everybody had those feelings.
All right, guys, here we go. Grand Rising. How is everybody doing? Big happy smiles. Yes. Let me see. My Twitter is actually Live Love Nano. That's actually my Twitter right there. Live Love Nano. So I'm blessed. I'm excited. I'm excited to jump on this call with each and every single one of you guys. Grand Rising. Hope everybody's here. Just setting up a last few minute messages, getting everything set up. Yesterday was a long drive up here, man. We had a long drive up to we're actually not even in San Francisco yet. We had to make a quick stop in Modesto. We have an event here today in Modesto. So we got some good things coming in and just some amazing things happening, guys, for our team, for the organization, just for everybody in general. So just extremely blessed for everything that's going on in our lives. This tour has been great. We got a chance to get some nice pictures in yesterday. So overall, just a great experience all the way around. I'm super thankful for everybody who's jumping on the call, showing love. Everybody who, everyone who participated also in the giveaway. Yesterday, we announced the giveaway. So if your name was announced, reach out to me, and we'll make sure that we get you right. And I'm just excited. So real quick, let's get right into the call. I have a very good topic for us today, a topic that we're all very familiar with, but this topic is something that a lot of people tend to forget about. And I want to make sure that we touch on it today because it's something that is very, very important. And we're gonna go over mastering the basics here because we just went over such a powerful book, in the month of April, and it's such a basic book, but we got to master that book. And it's important that we really, really put our time into it and understand it on a deeper level. And today is Cinco de Mayo también, so we got Cinco de Mayo real quick. So let's drop down one thing that we're grateful for, and then let's put that one last message in the chat box, and let's let everybody know that MWN is live. Let me just send out that last message right now. If they haven't seen it, they're going to see it now. We're going live on IG, and let's get it rocking. So I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my family. 1 second. right? Grateful for God. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for everything that's happening in my life each and every single day. I'm grateful for, my goddaughter, Dadiana. I'm grateful for, my little brother. I'm grateful for my team, the leaders within my organization. I'm grateful for, just the alignment that we have, the momentum that we are experiencing as an organization. The whole Mornings with Nano family, Jasmine, Sana, my manager, Hansel, just so many amazing people all the way around that play such a big part in what we got going on here. And it's just amazing, guys. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the alignment. I'm grateful for the book because this is what it's all about. So let me just set this up right here. Okay, here we go. Make sure we look good. We got to make sure we look Gucci, man. These curls sometimes it's kind of hard to maintain. To be if I'm 100% honest with you guys. Here we go. Appreciate you, fam. All right, so we got the gratitude in. We got everything in. Let's get it rocking. All right, so today we're gonna be going over the 5 basics. All right, the 5 basics. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this topic today was because I was obviously on our way from LA to San Francisco yesterday, and it was a long trip. It was about an 8-hour drive, and we were listening to Kevin Trudeau majority of the time. We were listening to Your Wish Is Your Command. We listened to it from the very beginning of it. From number one all the way up to I would say I think we listened to it all the way till number 12. Your Wish Is Your Command. Like, we listened to all of them, and it was just such a powerful reminder that we got to master the basics. And he talked about it when we were there, and I mean, while I was listening to him, he said sometimes people think that they know the basics, but they really don't, because if they knew the basics, right, they would already have all the success that they wanted. And then I started to think, I'm like, man, does my family know the basics? For like, yes, they might know the points. Yes, they might know the 5 basics, but are they truly applying them? Are they living by them? Right? Are they living by the basics? And I said, you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna remind them of the basics and make sure that everybody is understanding it on a different level, right? So the basics is very key. Okay, and I'm gonna go over that here today. So as a reminder, so you guys can remember to see if you guys are actually truly mastering the basics, right? Because what do they say? If you master the basics, what happens? You master what? Finish it for me, guys. If you master the basics, you master what? Let's see who knows who can finish it in the chat box for me. If we master the basics, you master your life. Okay. If you master the basics, you master your life. And in order for you to be a true master of life, those basics got to be mastered. All right. And that's very, very important. Okay. So let's get right into it. There's 5 basics. Okay. 5 basics. Basic number 1 is, who do you listen to? Okay. Basic number 1 is, who do you listen to? All right. And this is very important. Why? Because who are you truly listening to? Right? Who are you listening to? What audios are you listening to? Who has influence over you in your life? Who are the people that you are listening to on a day-to-day basis? Right? Who is the people that you are accepting to pour information into your mind on a day-to-day basis? This is so important right here. You got to truly ask yourself that, like, who are you truly listening to that might be influencing you to do things that you know it's not in alignment with what it is that you want. Okay. And outside of me, I know that you guys, I know you guys listen to Nano. I know you guys jump on my calls, but once you're done with Mornings with Nano, who else are you listening to? Right? Who has influence in your life? Who are the ones that are giving you the step-by-step processes, to guide you in this journey. You see, me, guys, I've taken very, very, specific measures as to who I'm going to allow to pour into me. Okay. And you got to be very careful with who you allow to pour into you and who you allow to have influence over you. Because at the end of the day, guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's a lot of people out there that their true intentions are not as real as you think they are. I know a lot of people that were talking a lot, and when things got hard, they weren't here anymore. Let's be honest, right? So a lot of people that have a lot of opinions, but when it comes to putting in that work in, they're not there. So you got to understand that there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Okay? You can only listen to the people. All right? Listen to me very closely. You have to listen to the people that have the results that you want. If they don't have the results that you want, you cannot buy their opinion. Because write this down. If you buy their opinion, you buy their lifestyle. Okay? My mentor always told me that. He said, Nano, look, you respect everybody. You're a respectful kid. You come from a great family. Okay? Not everybody that talks to you or not everybody that gives you advice is giving you good advice. Right? When somebody starts to talk to you, and he said it respectfully, he said, yo, and this goes for your parents too. He told me this goes for your family as well. He said, no disrespect to your mom and dad. He said, your mom and dad, I'm sure they are phenomenal people. I'm sure that they're people that they love you, they care for you. They'll do anything in the world for you, your parents. But let me ask you a question, Nano. Do your parents have the results that you want? Respectfully. He asked me straight up. He said, do your parents have the results that you want? And I looked at him and I said, nah, they don't. They don't. He said, so your parents can't give you financial advice. Your parents can't give you advice on how to make it in a world where it's completely different from the world that they grew up in. How is my mom and dad going to tell me, okay, let's be real. How is my mom going to tell me how to succeed in 2022, 2023, 2024 when my mom grew up in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s? When things were completely different. My mom is an immigrant from the Dominican Republic. Yes, my mom is very educated. She went to school, the whole nine. But at the end of the day, my mom is not going to be able to give me financial advice. All right. And that's my mom. All right. Remember, I'm not judging everybody's parents. I'm sure you guys have parents who may have, a lot of success. But if they don't have the results that I want, I can't listen to them. Now, I'm respectful. All right. I'm aware of what they're telling me. Yes, mom, of course. But I'm not going to accept it into my reality. Okay. I'm not going to accept it into my reality. My family, right? Not just my parents. It's not just your parents that try to tell you, right? You have your aunts, you have your uncles, you have all these different kind of people that are going to try to tell you what to do, try to tell you what's best for you. And you know what I always do? The moment I see anybody giving me some kind of advice, I always remember the basics. Who am I listening to? Okay. This is Fulanito right here, right? This is this guy, my friend. Okay, he's trying to give me to some advice. All right. Let me look at his results. Right? Let me look at his results. Does he live the life that I want? No. Does he make the amount of money that I want? No. Is he spiritually connected? Okay. In any kind of shape, way, or form? No. So then all I can do is listen to what he's telling me, find if there's anything good that he says and take it. And then the rest, I'm just going to refuse it. And you know what's the problem? That most people are listening to people that don't have any results. Remember, basic number one is, who do you listen to? Who are you listening to every day? This is why I tell you guys, are you guys listening to more music, or are you guys listening to more audios? This is important information right here. Do you listen to more music, or do you listen to more audios? Well, I'll tell you guys what. Yesterday, on an 8-hour drive up to San Francisco, we only listened to music the last hour. So for 7 hours, all we listened to was Kevin Trudeau, Your Wish is Your Command. The whole entire time. It's all we listened to. Personal development, successful audios, people that have the results that we want. That's all we listen to. For 8-hour drive, 7 out of the 8 were all audios. That's all I did. I was like, why would we listen to music the whole way there? Why would I spend 8 hours on a drive listening to music? What's the point of that? Listening to the same songs that I know over and over and over again, re-singing them verbatim. No, let's listen to some Kevin Trudeau. Let's listen to some Jim Rohn. Okay. And this is what I want everybody to start understanding, because look, when you come into this business, I know that for me, I'm already on a different level of awareness. I already understand things on a different level than most will. Okay. So for some of us that are still getting started, a lot of you still allow your families to have influence over you. A lot of you still have, significant others that have influence towards you. Okay. A lot of us have teachers, friends, family. I was hearing the story the other day about a friend of mine who was allowing his friends from school to have influence over him. Right. And one of his friends, we were telling him like, yo, you should start investing into crypto. And, he's in the banking industry. And you know what his friend told him? His friend just got started in the banking industry. He's lost in the sauce, grew up in the system. He said, yeah, man, I'm giving crypto, 5 or 10 years before I start getting into it. And I'm like, what? He said he's going to give crypto 5 or 10 years before he gets into it. Bro, that's going to be too late by then. You need to get in now. And we're trying to convince him. We're trying to tell him like, but he's like, nah, bro, like right now, like it's not the time right now for me. This is, I just need to get my, I got to get my life together. I'm like, man, only if he knew, bro. I'm like, only if he really knew. But the people that they're just not aware. They're just not paying attention. They're just not educated. And it breaks my heart, if I'm honest. It really does break my heart when I see things like that happening and I hear things like that, because it's like, only if they really knew what was really going on in front of them. Only if some of you guys on this call really knew. Only if you guys knew that right now we are in one of the most crucial times in human history. Listen to that again. Only if you knew that right now we are in one of the most crucial times in human history. But people are not paying attention because they're too caught up in everything else that's happening. This person said this person said that, the news said this is that and happening, and they're not seeing what's happening. Because that's the reason, that's what the system is designed to do. The system is designed to distract the majority so that the few can take advantage. Listen to that again. The system's job is to distract the majority while the few take advantage. Why do you think everybody's always distracted with the news and what's going on social media? Everybody's always distracted. Everybody's always talking about it. This, that, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? And you know what the ones that really know what's going on are doing? While everybody's looking this way, everybody's this way. Let's put more money here. Let's invest more here. Yes, that's a great real estate property over there. The prices are down now. Let's get into this now. Boom, boom. And while the rest are distracted, worried about everything else that's going on in the world, their problems, this, the ones that are aware, the ones that have been paying attention are taking advantage. Everybody's distracted with high gas prices, by the war, by this, by the vid, by the vaccine. Everybody was distracted. You know what we were doing? Investing. I knew all of that stuff was fake. Investing. Yup. Tapping in with myself, getting my mind right. Because I understood things on a different level than most did. You know why? Because I was paying attention. And because I paid attention, I understood the basics. Who was I listening to? Who was I listening to? Did those people have the results that I want? Nope. Not listening to them. Are these people aligned with what it is that I want to do? Nope. Are these people connected to God? Let's talk about that. Are these people connected to God? Nah. So I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to accept what you have to say. I can listen to it. I can hear it. You know, I can hear it out. Oh, okay. Nah, I can't get nothing from that. Reject. What you said? Reject. If it doesn't align with my purpose on earth, I'm not accepting it into my reality. I'm only listening to the people that have what I want. I'm only listening to my creator. I know what I'm on this earth to do, and I'm on this earth to do something bigger than just invest or bigger than just work a job. So you guys got to be very, 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 very careful who you guys are listening to every day. Very careful, because the people you listen to have a massive influence on the results that you'll have. Like they always say, write this one down. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. 5 years from now, you will be an average of the 5 people that you talk to the most. 5 years from now. 5 years from now, you will be an average of the 5 people you talk to the most. You will be an average of your 5 best friends. And when he said that, I said, I'm going to be very rich. Thank God. Because all my friends are rich. All my friends are making money. All my friends are connected to God. All my friends are happily married. All of them. They're all in. All my friends are 7, 8 figures minimum. They don't even do 6 figures, my friends, no more. I think I'm, out of all my friends, I'm one of the only 6-figure earners. And what do they say? If you hang around 5 millionaires, what does that happen? What happens after that? If you're hanging around 5 millionaires, what does that mean? You know what that means? That means you become the 6. You hang around 5 broke people, what does that mean? You'll be the 6th broke person. Think about it. All 5 of my closest friends are multimillionaires. They're all connected with God. They're all happily married. They all live by the right principles. They're all crypto and NFT investors. They all travel the world. They all give back to charities. They're all loyal. They all do the things that I am aligned with. I just learned from them. So I have physical mentors. I have digital mentors. What do I mean by digital mentors? Jim Rohn is a digital mentor. Kevin Trudeau is a digital mentor. I have crypto mentors. I have a lot of different mentors because I'm very careful with who I allow to pour into me. And I wanted to remind you guys of this because this is something so important. Before, I would allow a lot of people to pour that to have influence over me. So many people to have influence over the decisions that I make. And I see it all the time. I see people all the time. For example, I see friends all the time telling people about how they shouldn't do a business because they're going to waste their time and that they're not meant for it. And then if you look at the person that's giving them the advice, they're broke. They've never done anything in life, but they're telling you what's best for you. How was that possible? I've seen significant others take away an opportunity of a lifetime from another person just because they were insecure about that person doing the business. How do you explain that? I've seen so many people allow certain things in their lives change them. I've seen parents take away an opportunity of a lifetime from their kids because they, instead of allowing their kids to become their own boss and take chances, they prefer to have them go and be a part of the system, have something secured. Secure, nothing is secure. You think that's security? Never. It's not security, family. Let's be honest. It's not security. You create security. You create your retirement. People tell me that all the time, Nano, but I need security, bro. You're in for a rude awakening, my friend. If you think that security is what you need, you're in for a very, very rude awakening in life. If you think that that's what you, if that's what you're looking for, trust me, it's a lot deeper than that. You got to sit down and be real with yourself and be open with yourself and open your eyes. Pay attention. That's something that I've learned. Pay attention. Are you really, really paying attention? And understanding who you listening to could change your life. You should sit down after this call and you heard it. Basics number one is, who do you listen to? And sit down and think about all the people in your life who you listen to. Put them on a piece of paper. Who are people in your life that you've listened to? Yes, you listen to Nano. Yes, you listen to some Jim Rohn and you listen to some personal development audios. But think about who you listening to. Who has the real influence over your life? Sit down and actually really, really think about that. Think about the people you talk to every day. Think about the people at your job. Think about the people in your home. Think about family members. Think about all of these things, all of these people that are in your life. Who are you truly listening to? I'm telling you guys, you'll wake up and you'll be like, man, I need to change. I need to change who I'm listening to because right now this is not helping me at all. And that's important. So basic number one is, who do you listen to? All right. Basic number two is Teachability Index. Okay. Teachability Index. All right. This is important. What is Teachability Index? What is Teachability Index measured by? Okay. Your Teachability Index is measured by your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. Okay. That is what Teachability Index is. Your Teachability Index is measured by two things. Are you willing to learn? Willingness to learn. Willingness to accept change. No. Give me a breakdown of this. Perfect. I love it. I love this. This is how you know if you're gonna win in life, right? KT was saying it yesterday. He said, if people don't have the results, it's because of their Teachability Index. If you don't have the results that you want, it's because you lack Teachability Index. What is it? Well, you're willing to learn. You jump on Mornings with Nano 5 days a week. You read the books, you listen to the audios, but you don't have the results that you want, is because your Teachability Index is low. Because yes, number one, you have a high willingness to learn, but the problem is that in order for you to have a high Teachability Index, you need to be able to be willing to accept change. Are you willing to accept change? Are you willing to apply the information that's being taught on these calls, in these books, in these audios, in these businesses that you are a part of? How many of you guys have actually right? It's April. Let's talk about it. It's April. Sorry, it's May now, but in the month of April, we talked a lot about morning routines and the importance of visualization and making sure that you read the book a chapter a day and so on and so forth and putting yourself in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. How many of you guys actually have done it? How many of you guys have actually been doing the information and applying what was taught? How many of you guys have actually accepted the change? Because yes, you were willing to learn, you bought the book, you jumped on the sessions, but who is actually applying the information every single day? Have you accepted the change in your life? Are you willing to accept change? Are you willing to accept the change in your life? Well, I've never meditated, but I'm going to start meditating. I don't like reading books, but I'm going to start reading books. My working out, my body, my physical body is not in the best shape ever, but I'm going to start working out at least 3 to 4 times a week. Neno said that before I go to bed, I got to close my eyes and visualize myself. I'm going to do it. Neno said that when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I should do is pray and practice gratitude and not grab my phone. I'm going to do it. I'm going to accept the change. But if you've been waking up and still grabbing your phone, you have a low teachability index, family. That's your problem. That's your problem right there. Your problem is not that you don't have the right information. The problem isn't that you're not a part of the right platform. The problem is that your chairman or your leader doesn't help you. The problem is that you're not applying what's being taught to you every day. Because I said, when you wake up, don't let your phone be the first thing that you grab, and you're still waking up and grabbing your phone. You have low teachability index. Because you was willing to learn, you jumped on the call, you listened to me say it, but you wasn't willing to accept the change. You wasn't willing to accept the change. And that's the problem right there. That's the biggest problem right there. You're still waking up and grabbing that phone, getting on Instagram, getting on Twitter, checking your Snapchat. But instead of waking up and praying and practicing gratitude first, you're still going back to doing the same thing. You know why? Because you have a low teachability index. And remember, guys, how you do one thing is what? How you going to do everything. It's how you're going to do everything. So if you couldn't apply such a simple concept like that one, what makes you think that you're going to apply the bigger ones? There's no chance. We talked about you got to read every day. How many of you guys have been reading every single day? I told you guys, you got to write your goals down twice a day, once in the morning, once in the nighttime. How many of you guys have actually been writing down the goals once in the morning, once in the nighttime? Let's talk about it though, for real. Because this is the thing right here. People say, Nano, teach me the good stuff. Teach me the advanced stuff. Let me hear the good stuff. I want some secret sauce today, Nano. For what? If you're not going to apply it, what do you want the secret sauce for? So that you can hear it, put fire emojis in the chat box, and then get off the call, and that's it? No, you have to apply the information. You have to apply the information. You have to. Look, if there's somebody that's going to tell you, it's going to be me. And I'm going to tell you straight up because I'm the one that cares. Nobody else cares. Nobody else cares. For everybody, they're happy to see you guys jumping on these calls and getting no results. There's people actually celebrating. They're like, yes, they're jumping on mornings with Nano, but they still don't have what they want. People are happy. There's people that are celebrating the fact that you guys jump on these calls and don't have any results yet. And that's the facts. And that's the truth. And you guys are allowing them to have that pleasure. You guys are allowing these people to have that pleasure. Because they see you guys jumping on the calls. They see you guys reading these books. They see you listening to these audios. They see you going to these events. They see you going. They see that you're willing to learn. They see that you're willing to learn. Some of you guys are the best students. Nope, there's people on this call right now that you guys are the best students. You guys are on every call, you guys are on every training, you guys buy every book, you go to every event, but are you accepting the change? Are you accepting the change? Because everybody, if I were to say, yo, right? Think about it. What is your teachability index? The first thing is willingness to learn, right? Some of you guys' willingness to learn is a 10. Some of you guys are at level 10 when it comes to willingness to learn. No better learners than you. But then willingness to accept change, there's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. So you know what that means? That automatically puts your teachability index at a 0. And if your teachability index is 0, that means you have no results. If you've been wondering why you don't have the results that you want, take a look at your teachability index. I told you guys, start waking up at least an hour earlier than you usually wake up. And you're still waking up at the same time, you have low teachability index, okay? You have low teachability index. You're never going to win. It doesn't matter how many books you read, how many audios you listen to, how many events you go to, who's your mentor. It doesn't matter. If you have a high teachability index, listen to me, sorry. If you have a high willingness to learn, but a low willingness to accept change, you will never win. Let me be the one to tell you here today on this call on Cinco de Mayo, on this beautiful Thursday morning at almost 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Nobody's going to tell you this stuff. Nobody's going to tell you this stuff. You got to have high teachability index. This is how it worked for me. How many of you guys have heard me say, yo, one of the best decisions I made in life was starting to build a relationship with God, starting to get into the word? How many of you guys actually started to accept that change? This is the things that we really got to be paying attention to. These are the things we got to be paying attention to, family. Promise you. This stuff changed my life. These 5 basics changed my life. Because I know that when I learn something, because look, I invest thousands of dollars into books, guys, when it comes to like learning, when it comes to books, right? Yo, when it comes to books, when it comes to audios, when it comes to events, when it comes to all of these different kind of learning things, platforms, I invest thousands thousands a year. I think I invest at least 5 figures a year into this stuff easily. At least 5 figures a year, maybe 6. All these events and all these things and all these books and everything that I buy, at least 6 figures a year. But what would that mean if I don't apply the information that I'm learning? I'm only telling you guys this because I want to see success stories created from Mornings with Nano. I want to see people come. I want to see people go and be like, yo, I applied the information that was taught on Mornings with Nano. I applied the information that my mentor taught me. And because of that, now I'm getting the results that I've always wanted. Because remember, guys, the results always tell the story at the end of the day. You want to know how everything is going? My mentor, Bob Proctor, used to always say, and Alex Moore used to always tell me, he used to be like, bro, at the end of the day, the results tell all the story. They could tell you they're reading the books. They could tell you they're jumping on all the calls. They could tell you everything that they want to tell you, bro. They could tell you that they're doing everything right. But at the end of the day, what are the results? That tells the final story. The results is what tells the story. What are they, Nano? Are they there? Nope. They're not doing enough. They're not doing enough. And I had a rude awakening. You know why? Because they told me that when I didn't have the results. And that was like one of the smacks. That was a smack in the face for me because I'm like, I was reading all the books. I was listening to all the audios. I was doing everything. I was doing everything, right? But what I realized was that I wasn't accepting change. I wasn't accepting change. And I was like, man, I had a high teachability index. I mean, I had a high willingness to learn, but a low willingness to accept change. You got to accept the change, fam. If you know that you got to be waking up earlier, wake up earlier. And remember, it's just not about accepting change one time. It's about doing it over and over and over and over and over again. I remember I was having a conversation with KD yesterday, one of the leaders in my organization. And I was just telling him, I was letting him know, I'm like, look, bro, I remember my 6-figure run. I remember when I became aware of this information, it was summer of 2019. The reason I became aware of this information was because of like Matt, Sean Murphy, and a few people. And I remember that whole summer was a summer that I got mad uncomfortable, bro. I said, bro, I never in my life been more uncomfortable than summer of 2019. I said, bro, I woke up at times that I never woke up at. I did things I never did. That's when I started getting into meditation. I had never meditated. Back in the days, people used to make fun of me for meditating. They'd be like, bro, what are you doing? You know that? Remember, guys, I'm from the hood, Washington Heights. When I used to tell people that I'm in the park sitting like this with my hands open under a tree, they're like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean you're sitting in the park under a tree meditating? What do you mean you have a journal that you write in? They would see me with my book and my journal walking to the park. They're like, yo, where you going, Nano? Come smoke, bro. Come, we got 5. You got 5? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm going to the park. I gotta go get this working. They'd be like, bro, you serious, G? Like, what you about to go do at the park? You're gonna go read your book and write in your journal? I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna go do. It's the truth. I swear it used to be like that. It used to be like that. People would make fun of me because of this stuff. But I had to be willing to accept the change. And what? Step number 1, right? What was number 1? Who was I listening to? Who was I listening to? You have the results that I want? Nope, I can't listen to you. Right? Look, my boy Adonis. Nah, Adonis wasn't the one. Adonis actually was the one that he used to encourage me. Adonis was one of my brothers. But we had people on the streets that would make fun of me. I had people on Instagram that used to make fun of me. Like, bro, you don't know how to do that. But I never cared about what anybody had to say about me. One of the biggest breakthroughs I had in my life was when I stopped caring about what other people had to say about me. That was one of the biggest breakthroughs I ever had in my life. I stopped caring about what others had to say about me. I promise you that. High willingness to learn, willingness to accept change. What is your teachability index? Ask yourself that and be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. Are you accepting change? If you accept change, your life will change. Because remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You want your life to change. This is basic. Remember, guys, this is the basics. Before we can move on to the advanced stuff, you got to know this. That's number 2. Number 3 is training balance scale. Training balance scale. Number 3. What is training balance scale? Understanding that 99% of success is that 99% of success is spiritual and 1% is physical. Training balance scale. That's what it means. I remember hearing this for the first time. I'm like, yo, you guys are crazy. What do you mean 99% spiritual and only 1% physical? And then I started to understand it. And then it started to make sense. And I'm like, yo, it really is spiritual. this, hold up. Somebody said they had a good question in here. Let me see. How do you get closer to God daily? That was the question. Just the word, and just talk to them every day. Talk to him every day. That's how you get closer. Talk to him every day. Understand them. Read The Purpose-Driven Life. That book will change your life. Just read The Purpose-Driven Life if you want to get closer to God every day. That's a good book to start off with. That is solid. It reads the scripture. It's not the Bible, but it'll get you into the Bible. That'll be like the good book that'll get you into that stuff, because that's what got me in. If you want to understand things on a different level. But number 3 was training balance scale, right? Understanding that everything in life is spiritual and only 1% of it is physical, because remember, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And what do I mean by the spiritual side of success, right? What do I mean by that? The spiritual side of success has to do with the words you speak, with your imagination, understanding your relationship with your creator, the higher faculties, right? These are all things that must be understood when it comes to the training balance scale. This is what you got to understand. This is what you need to be able to break down. Are you connected with your creator? Are you using your imagination each and every single day? Are you paying attention to the words that you speak? Because remember, the words that you speak tells me what you're thinking. What you're thinking tells me how you're going to be feeling. How you feel will determine the actions that you take. The actions you take will determine the results that you get. The physical is the work. That's the easy stuff, guys. Right? This is remember, guys, the work is the easy part. Jumping on the calls, listening to the trainings, going to the events. That's the easy stuff. That's the easy stuff. You know what's the hard stuff? The spiritual stuff. Facts, Kanye. That's a fact. That's how it be. Right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So why are so many of us so focused on the physical? Not understanding that everything that we do in life is created first in the spiritual and then in the physical. So you got to get yourself connected on a spiritual level. Your self-talk. That's why do I tell you guys every day, work on yourself? Why do I tell you guys every day, wake up and practice gratitude? Read the books, listen to the audios, meditate, use your imagination. Be careful with the words that you speak. Your belief, your faith. Everything is all spiritual, fam. What is faith? Believing in the unseen, having faith in the things not yet seen. Do you have faith that you're going to accomplish your goals? Do you have faith that you're going to accomplish your goals? And it's not about having faith when everything is good. It's about having faith when all is bad. When it doesn't look good. That's all the spiritual side of success. You know why I tell so many people that, why right now is one of the most crucial times in human history? Because right now, everybody's faith is being tested. Let's see who's going to pass the test. What do you think, that you guys are the only ones that are going through tough times? Trust me, guys, you're not the only one going through hard times. You're not the only one going through it. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. You're not the only one going through it. This is the biggest test in human history right now. Let's see who's really going to pass this test. I've been preparing for a moment like this my whole life. For this specific test, I've been preparing my whole life right here. because this is the test that's going to separate the great from the good. This is the one that's going to separate the men from the boys, the women from the girls. This is the test right here that's going to determine who you become a year, 2 years from now. This is the test right here. Who's going to be able to see themselves through everything? Who's going to be able to see above everything that's happening? I'm telling you guys here, and I'm always going to tell you guys here, the world is headed into a very scary place. Only those who know who they are the ones that are going to be who are the ones that are going to be able to make it through these next few years. This is only the beginning of the decade, guys. It's only the beginning. We're in only 2022. This decade is going to be a very abundant one, but it's also going to be a very scary one. And only those who are paying attention, only those who know who they are, only those who are truly connected are going to be the ones that are going to be able to take themselves to the next level. I'm telling you right now on this call, just in case nobody has told you. I'm going to give you guys the heads up because I care about you, I care about your family, and I care about your future. If you do not start understanding this stuff on a different level, you will suffer in the next few years. Being honest. I'm being 100% real with you, and it's not to scare you. It's not to put fear in your heart. It's to wake you up. It's to wake you up. Nobody else is going to say this to you. The news isn't going to the news isn't going to tell you this. None of those news anchors are going to jump on there and tell you to wake up and pay attention. No, they're going to tell you the things that are going to keep you in the system. You have to be able to see above all of this stuff. This is a lot of stuff. You got to be paying attention. I'm telling you. You got to get connected to God. I'm telling you. You got to read books. You got to listen to audios. You got to have a high teachability index. You want to be ready. You got to be ready to invest right now. You know how many people miss out on the chance to invest in times like this? Is because they didn't have the money that they needed because they were too caught up in their financial issues and what's going on in life that they forgot that this is one of the most important times in life right now. A lot of people don't even see it, but I see it. I'm seeing it from above. Remember what I told you guys. I don't have confidence. I have Godfidence. So I have a different type of view of things. I'm connected with my creator. I'm super connected with him. Okay, so I'm able to see things from his point of view. And I'm seeing everything and I'm just looking down and I'm like, everything makes sense. I understand why these things are happening. I got to know how to take advantage. But a lot of people don't understand this stuff because they're not taking the time to do what number 2 is, which is willingness to learn, willingness to accept change. I know that I'm being guided on a different level. I know that every step that I take is being taken with calculation. I'm seeing above all of this stuff. You got to be able to really, really see above everything too. And some of you guys don't understand what Godfidence is because you guys still don't have that connection yet. There's no better feeling in the world than to have Godfidence. No better feeling because you wake up every day with that Godfidence that you know that every step that you take, that every move you make is guided by your creator. Everything is guided. What do we always say? Right? You don't know God is all you need until God is all you got. You don't know that God is all that you need until God is all that you got. When you have confidence, guys, you don't worry. You're not scared. You don't have no fear. You don't lose faith. You know that it's gonna happen. You know that it's already done. You know that happened to you not because it happened to you. It happened to you because you needed to learn something about it. Don't go there. But it's the truth. You got to know this stuff. And that's number 3. So you got to be tapped in on a spiritual level if you want to be able to make it. And that's the training balance scale. That's number 3. And there's 333 on the call. Okay. So last one, number 4. All right. Number 4 is the 4 levels of learning. Okay. Number 4 are the 4 levels of learning. So we've gone over 3 so far. Number 1, who do you listen to? Number 2, Teachability Index, which is measured by willingness to learn, willingness to accept change. Number 3 is Training Balance Scale. 99% of success is spiritual, 1% of it is physical. And then number 4 are the levels of learning. What is the first level of learning? Unconscious incompetent. Unconscious incompetent. When you are unconscious incompetent, that means that you don't know what you don't know. Some of you guys don't know this. Some of you guys were unconscious incompetent about the levels, about the 4 basics that I just went over. Right? Put a 1 in the chat box if this is the first time that you are listening to this training. If this is the first time you ever heard this training, put a 1 in the chat box. Right? If this is the very first time you ever heard this training, if you're hearing this training for the first time about the basics, let's see if we have any people. Look, Virginia, right? She didn't know what she didn't know. Big Griff, Alejandra, Ricardo, Crystal, a few people here on my Instagram as well. Nikki, right? They didn't know what they didn't know. They didn't know the basics. They didn't know. You guys didn't know about the power of awareness. You didn't know that your imagination is your greatest tool. You don't know what you don't know. Most people in your life, they are unconsciously incompetent about this information. They are unconsciously incompetent about this information. And this is important. People don't understand that. Now, remember, you got to know this, right? If you are unconscious, that means you don't even think about it. And if you are incompetent, that means that you don't even do it. So you don't know what you don't know, and you can't do what you don't know. So most people are unconscious, incompetent about everything. That's why if they knew, right? If they knew what I know, they would be doing what I do. But because they don't know, they can't do anything. That's why I love that you said that, Iman. That's why you must forgive sometimes. That's why you got to forgive every time. Because most people don't know what they don't know. Your parents, majority of our parents are unconsciously incompetent. Our friends are unconsciously incompetent. Our significant others are unconsciously incompetent because they don't know what they don't know, and they can't do what they don't know. They are unconscious, which means they don't even think about it. It's not even a thought. They're unconscious about it. And they're incompetent, which means they don't do. Right? Now, that's the first level of learning. The second level of learning is unconscious competent. No, sorry. Conscious incompetence. The second level, my bad. Second level is conscious incompetence. What does that mean? You know, but you don't do. So now you're conscious of the information, but you're still incompetent, which means you don't do. And what do we say? To know and to not do is to not know at all. To know and not do is to not know at all. Put a 1 in the chat box if you know people that know this information, but they don't do anything with it. Right? That's what it is. We all know people that know this stuff. They'll tell you that they know this stuff, but they don't do. Oh, yeah, bro, I know. Yeah, I know. I read that book. I know. But where's the results, bro? Where are the results? I know I got to read that book. Yeah, I read it, bro. I read it already. Where are the results? Family, most people don't know. That's the thing. Most people do not know. Let's be honest. Because remember, to know and to not do is to not know at all. Roxana said, I love how you can remember all these lessons. Guys, I have no notes. This is all off the top. Everything I'm teaching you guys right now, there's no notes. I wish you guys could see. Look, for my people on Instagram, there's no notes here, guys. I don't have no notes going on. Look, there's my notes is here. Look, it's open to a go live. I don't have no notes here on this. Nothing. Nothing is open to notes. This is all from here. I know all of this stuff off the top and I apply it. These are things that I can teach verbatim. You could put me anywhere in the world and I can teach this stuff. You know why? Because I know it, but because I also apply it. Because I know that I can be conscious incompetent. That's not who Nano is. That's not who Nano is. Nano is somebody that is consciously competent, which is number 3, right? Every day I'm consciously competent, which means that you know and you're applying now. That's number 3. Number 3, right? Right? Number 3 is consciously competent. You know and you do. You know and you do. You know and you do. That's where everybody here should be. Majority of us should be here. You know and you do. 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 That's how it is. That's where we all need to be at. Consciously competent. We're conscious of what we have to do and we are competent, which means we do it. The one before this one was number 2 was conscious incompetent, which means you know, but you don't do. Number 1 was unconscious incompetent, which means you don't know at all, so you can't do. Okay. Number 3 is what most of us should be doing right now, which is consciously competent. We know what we need to do. We know we got to be waking up early. We know we got to read the books. We know we got to be listening to audios. We know we got to be building a closer relationship with God. We know we need to be investing. We know we need to be doing these things, and we're doing them. That's what conscious competence is. You want to be at level 3 minimum. That's where we all need to be at when it comes to the 4 levels of learning. You have to be at number 3 every day. And then number 4 is unconscious competence. That's where you all want to get to. Unconscious competence. You know what that means? That is just second nature, family. It's a part of your reality, is a part of your DNA. You don't even have to think about it to do it. You don't even think about it when it comes to doing it. It's just natural. See how you wake up? You know what's unconscious competence? How you tie your sneakers. Think about that. If I told you guys right now, tie your sneakers, how easy would it be? Boom, boom, easy. You know what's unconscious competence? When you get into the car and the first thing you do is put your seatbelt on. You don't even think about that. The first thing you do the moment you sit in that seat, boom, boom. Mirror, that's unconscious competence. You've done it so many times. You need to understand how to get with that with this information. You need to change your ways of being and be unconscious competent about that. That's what I understood. I said, all right, I'm very consistent with a lot of things in my life that were holding me back. I was consistent with the people I was hanging out with. I was consistent with a bunch of things that weren't, that weren't helping me. And you know what? Didn't help. It never helped me. Never, ever, ever helped me. And then I had to change my whole routine, had to change my whole entire routine, and then apply that, be consciously competent about it until it became unconscious competent. That's how I did it. All of this information for me now is unconscious competent. A lot of it. And I'm still working on a lot more. Trust me, this doesn't stop. Yeah, like muscle memory. That's what it is, muscle memory. You've done it so many times that it's already second nature. You don't even think about it to do it. If you still have to think about reading, you're not unconsciously competent with that habit. If you still have to think about waking up and praying and writing down your goals and being grateful and all of that, you're still not unconscious competent about it. If you're not there yet, you have to get there. That's what's going to change your life. When you become unconsciously competent, that's the game changer. You have to be unconsciously competent about all of this information. That's the key. Unconscious competence. And then number 5 is master the 4. Master the 4 basics. That's number 5. Master 1 through 4. Master it every day. Those are the 5 basics that everybody here needs to know. Those are the basics right there, guys. Every day. Every day. This stuff changed my life. I'm telling you guys. This training that I just covered with you guys changed everything for me. My whole life has changed because of this training right here. Because I understood what I'm telling you guys on this call. Because I became unconsciously competent about this information. And I know some of you guys are hearing this. I remember I heard this for the first time. I remember hearing this for the first time and it didn't make no sense to me, to be real. I was like, but then I started to hear it again. And I heard it again, 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 and I heard it again. And I got it. And that's the key. And that's the key. You got to hear it over and 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 over again. Not day in, day out. No matter what happens, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's happening in life, no matter what the world is saying, no matter what this person said, that person said, it doesn't matter. You do it every day. This should be your requirements right here. Okay, and that's the key. Hold up, give me 1 sec. So this is very important information, guys. Very important information. Master the basics. And remember, I only tell you guys this stuff. All right. People laughing in the IG. Master this information because once you do, okay, a lot of these things will start to make a lot more sense. A lot more sense, fam. I'm telling you. Your whole life would really change if you really took the time to apply this information. Your whole life will change. Like on levels that you guys can't even remember, like on levels that you guys can't even fathom, your whole life will change. But you gotta do it. Number 1, what do we say? Who do you listen to? Number 2, Teachability Index, measured by What? Willingness to learn, willingness to accept change. Number 3, training balance scale. 99% of success is spiritual, 1% is physical. Number 4, the 4 levels of learning. The first level is unconscious incompetent. You don't know what you don't know. Number 2 is conscious incompetence, which is you know, but you don't do, so you don't know at all. Number 3 is conscious competence, is you know and you do. And number 4 is unconscious competence, which is now second nature. You do it naturally each and every single day. Okay. And then number 5 is master the 4. You see how I know that off the top of my head and I can just say it to you guys every time, and I know it and I apply it and I do it. I challenge all of you guys to master these basics. If I meet you one day, you should be able to tell me the basics. If I ask you one day, if you're a true Mornings with Nano, right? If you're a true Mornings with Nano student and I meet you one day and I ask you, yo, what are the 4 basics, and you don't know them? These are the basics. This is the foundation, right? KT said something yesterday that I didn't get a chance to catch, but he said your life will only go as up as your foundation goes deep. You will only go as up. You can only build up as much as your foundation goes deep. How deep do you really know the information? This is key. All right, fam. So if you guys got value from the basics today, put some 5s in the chat box. Put some 5 in the chat box if you guys got value with the information today. This is one of my favorite trainings to do and I run these trainings at least 3 or 4. This won't be the last time you hear this training. I guarantee you that. I think this is the second time I run this training this year. I know I ran this training sometime earlier this year. I've only ran this training one other time. But I promise you, you're going to hear this training at least 2 more times before the end of the year. And you're going to hear it over and over and over again. I've listened to the same training myself 20, 30 times. All right. So with that being said, let's get a quick prayer in and let's go and let's get up out of here. All right. Quick prayer. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful day filled with your grace and your abundance. We are so thankful that today you helped us understand more of the basics, which is the foundation. And the foundation is the key to everything, God. And we understand that because in order for us to build the most solid foundation in the world, we need to have you in the center of it. You need to be involved in this foundation. And it's just so important for us to see how much we still need to fix in our foundation. And I feel like a lot of individuals had some really big realizations when it comes to understanding the importance of their teachability index. Who are they listening to? The levels of learning, the balance scale, and just everything that we covered today. God, I just thank you so much for allowing me to remember this information and being able to, repeat it the way I repeat it, because I know that majority of the things that I was saying up there wasn't me speaking, God, it was you. And a lot of people really, really needed to hear that message, including myself, God. So thank you so much for always standing by our side and being there for us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for being our leader. You guide us in ways that, we can never thank you enough for. You've been with us each and every single step. And, we're helping the whole entire team develop the confidence that they need in order for them to see above everything that's happening in life and be able to have the confidence that they know that everything that's going on in their life is calculated by you. Okay, nothing is happening to us, it's happening for us. And we are just so thankful to have you on our side, God. And we continue to thank you each and every single day. We continue to ask you to heal all our family members, all our friends, anyone who's part of the Mornings with Nano family. I know we have a lot of people, who are dealing with certain issues in life, whether it's diseases, just things in life, health issues. I pray you put your healing hand over those individuals and you heal them of whatever it is that they're going through. And whoever else needs your help out there, whoever needs, get help getting rid of fear, doubts, insecurities, let's help those individuals as well. But with that being said, we love you so much. We appreciate you so much, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you're doing for us each and every single day. We are just extremely thankful internally for what you're doing for us. And we know that you're doing it for a bigger purpose than just what we see. So we love you so much and we appreciate you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right. So I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on. Thank you guys again for taking the time to jump on Mornings with Nano. All right. I got some things I got to do right after this. So I'm glad that we were able to, run it up. We've been here for what it says here on YouTube. Man, it's been an hour and a half. Wow. Man, my bad, guys. We really went over a little bit today, but I hope you guys really, really did get value from today. And I love you guys a lot. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. God bless, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.